let him through without too much of a fight for that position. And that McLaren is getting all sorts of out of place at the moment. It is really quite wobbly at that rear end at the moment for the McLaren. Moving up now, we're looking at M. Badowski in that AMG. He's fallen back another place. No, I tell a lie. We were looking at what's happened to the Wessel Racing team that were up here earlier. They appear to have encountered possibly a problem, maybe. But welcome along, everyone. A little handover there as I came in to join you guys in the commentary box. Never commentated for Toga before, but I have got lots of commentary experience, so hopefully it'll be a good experience for everyone for the next couple of hours whilst I'm here. If you need anything changed in terms of game volume or my volume or anything, please do let me know. Yeah, sure, of course I can turn my mic volume up, just give me 2 seconds. So we're following along here. This battle for P3 is quite close with Badowski and Fak in the blacked out McLaren. We will see how this progresses. There we go, microphone should be at a higher level now. I hope that's better. I understand that it's difficult when you guys can't hear me. Oh, as we've got a yellow flag behind, I don't know who that was that ended up going off. We will find out very, very shortly. In fact, if I could get into my settings. Apparently not. Oh, here we go. Because I should be able to find
9,000 RPM subscribed to the channel.
Ah, wonderful. Thank you for subscribing. I'm just looking through as I try to find out what I can use to put on my like my cycle so that I can move the camera. So that I can move the camera up and down, just so that I have a little bit of control over what is going on. It's not in there, is the answer. Not in. It won't be in assists, will it? Is it maybe in video? No, it's not in there as well. Oh well, I'm sure we will find out. But thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, and welcome along, everyone. We are just going to go back to commentary on the race for now. I'd like to be able to get up the full overall running as well, the overall order, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that as it stands. We need the full track map as well. There's a lot of stuff here that I'm suddenly realising I need. So I tell you what. Circuit map, yes, full. Circuit map's full, lap time enabled, gear speed, yeah.
Do you need a hand, mate?
Yeah, I'm just getting some stuff working as I want it to in terms of all of the circuit map and
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just because I've got a couple of things that need changing. It's just been a while since I've commentated for anything here, so just making sure we have that full track map so that everyone can see what's going on with all the cars on track. Okay. And I was going to switch to manual camera cycling as well, but I can't find the setting for it. So just
basically,
means I can stick with the cameras that are interesting rather than looking at.
What you can do on race control at the top, there'll be like as an orange bar. It says auto cam enabled. So if you click on drive and open up your race control, there's like an auto cam enable. It will say it's currently active. If you just press a disable button that's to the right of it, far right, that'll disable auto camera. And then if you click on the little, if you click on the stopwatch symbol on the left-hand side, second one down, you can now just basically double-click on each car and then cycle through the cameras yourself.
Yeah, wonderful. So here we go. Badowski and Fak are right with each other here. Is there going to be a move from this AMG car, the Mercedes? He looks up the inside into the bus stop. It's late on the brakes. He's managed to get it stopped, in all fairness to him. I don't think the McLaren was expecting him to. He left a lot more of a gap than I think he really wanted to. And he's going to lose out a position to a lap car as well here, I think. The yellow and pink Ferrari there that he's lost a position to. Obviously, it's not a position that he is fighting for, but it is a position on track that he has lost, which I doubt he'll be too happy about. I'm not sure exactly who he's lost that to, but we have lost the position there. He's hunting down that lap car now, is Fak in the McLaren. He really wants to get back past. This fight with Badowski was on, but Fak is falling a little bit down the order, taking it very deep into the first of the Lacombe chicane there, as he really does try and really extending the track limits on exit there, as well as he does really try to get back past that lap car. But that lap car looks like it has a little bit of pace in it. I'm not entirely sure who it is. I'm trying to work it out based on the door number, but I can't quite see it enough to be able to work it out. Maybe if we move to Badowski's TV cam instead, we'll get a better look at it when it comes past in shot. What is it? Oh, not quite. We can't see it there. We don't quite get to see what he is there. Number 224, here we go. So let's have a look. Where is the 224 car? 224 car currently in 11th. Brenham in that Ferrari. He does have some good pace at the moment, and is managing to stick ahead of the P3 car of Fak as it stands for now. Obviously it may not stay that way, but in the slipstream of that AMG, he's doing really well down in P11, and if he can hold on to Fak here, he could find himself moving back up the order a little bit. P11 obviously not where that team wants to be, but with 19 hours left to go of the race, as we know in endurance racing, anything can happen. So I'm sure that's not where that car is going to stay. What do you want in terms of audio tweak, guys? Because I can mess around with the settings a little bit if you need the game capture to be louder or for me to be quieter. I can do anything you need. And Badowski has gotten straight on with it. No waiting around for Badowski. He's getting past this back marker McLaren. He's 14 seconds. I think around that. Oh no, he's currently 5.7 behind. Oh, as that lapped McLaren goes off, takes the runoff through the second part of the Lacombe chicane. I'm not sure who that was. But Badowski now looking to close down that gap, and he is to UTL, probably, in front of him in that Ferrari that currently holds the P2 position. Badowski really pushing hard with 19.5 hours left to go. But I guess each to their own. If he feels that now is the time to push, then now is the time to push for him. Although that gap possibly growing a little bit wider again. We've picked up a 5-second time penalty for car number 50. 2 5-second time penalties for the number 50 car. Where are they at the moment? Currently in 31st. They're coming down pit lane now. Ah, they've sped in the pit lane for those guys. That is unfortunate for them. We've got some battle going on here. Battle for P15. As Schreiber try and get tries to get past Holmes. I don't know if possibly this is a move that's already been made, or if it is a move that is in the process of being made. We will find out in just a second. It looks like it is a move that is going to be made by Schreiber here on Holmes, who won't have the straight line speed because of that draft to defend. Oh, he does. Almost thinks about a nose up the inside into Blanchimont. Thinks better of it, does the McLaren driver. Does he lunge it into the bus stop? No, he doesn't, but that Ferrari looks like it's gone well deep. And it has. Could this set up a run into turn 1 for Schreiber? I think it's going to. Here comes the McLaren. He'll be on the outside into La Source. Does he wait and get the slipstream up towards the La Source chicane down the Kemmel Straight instead? I think he's going to get the better exit. Oh, maybe a little bit of a nudge there. Yellow flags. Where is that? That's the number 50 car, who I think is actually... Is he not just in the pit lane? Yes, he is. I don't know what was going on there then. And Schreiber does make that move past Holmes down into the La Source chicane. Let's have a little look up. Have we got anything major going on at the top? It doesn't look like it. Fack in that McLaren has fallen away from the back of Badowski, who is also in turn falling away from the back of UTL in the P2 spot, who in turn is catching up to Ditlevsen. Ditlevsen? Yeah, we'll go with that. In the 189 BMW at the very front of the field, in that, I must say, beautiful green, black and red livery. That's a very, very nice looking BMW, and some blue on there as well. I'm loving that. That looks very, very, very nice on the BMW shape, that does. Not many close gaps at the moment, apart from down here. Here we go. We've possibly got some racing here over P9, P10 and P11. These guys are only separated by just over 2 seconds between all 3 of these cars. This could turn into something tasty in a couple of laps or a couple of corners time. So we will stick with these guys for now. As Wapsenkamp tries to hold on to that P9, we'll see if he's able to do it. And I'm not confident that he will. Looking at his last lap times, Wassenkamp is a couple of seconds off the pace of the guys who are behind him. Obviously, that could just be chalked up to one bad lap for Wassenkamp. But if his pace is consistently slower, he's going to get past relatively quickly at a track like Spa, where these long slipstream sections can really make or break your overtaking manoeuvre. Yeah, nothing much going for Willemot behind, but that BMW's closed up incredibly quickly. Does he go for a move into the bus stop? It would be extremely, extremely risky to do so, but he does close up that gap, and so does Brennan behind. So this means, yes, there is the P2 car, the pink or possibly purple Mercedes. I'm not too sure. I'm rather colourblind. Sorry about that. So these guys need to fight with each other, whilst also remembering that they might get blue flagged for that P2 car in just a couple of seconds' time. there is car number 463 picking up a 5-second penalty, possibly 2 of them. I'm not too sure, as I think Wapsenkamp is going to have a difficult time defending here. Or is it Brenham that's going to go for the move on Willemot? I think it is going to be 15-second penalty now for car number 463. What is going on with those guys? "25 seconds of penalties." I don't know where all of these have come from. They've kind of just appeared. But here we go. Brenham now ahead of Willemot. And I expect it won't be long before we see Brenham in that beautiful pink and green Ferrari. Possibly yellow. Again, I'm colourblind. I'm really sorry. Ahead of that blacked out McLaren. Ignoring blue flags, then causing a collision for car number 463. Yeah, that'll be why they've picked up those 25 seconds of penalties in such close, in such a back-to-back manner. 5-second penalty for car number 50 again. Are they back in the pit lane? Have they sped again? No. Picked up a penalty for a separate incident then by the looks of... And here we go. Is Brenham going to get the run this time? Down towards Blanchimont and the bus stop chicane. Is he going to get that run that he really wants? Let's have a look. It looks like he's got a good run at the moment. Is it going to happen? Oh, really cut across the nose of there. That was really dangerous. And the McLaren of Wapsenkamp has gone well off track then. And he's going to have to sit there for a while. I don't know if he's lost anything more than one position. I don't believe he has. I think Montfort is too far behind to gain. No, he's not. Oh, there's been carnage back here. What's happened here? I think Wapsenkamp has possibly... Has he hopped back on board? Let's have a look. Has he come back on track? And caused everything to go wrong here? No, it's been a completely separate incident with the Lamborghini and the BMW. And that has caused a whole lot of carnage there. And he's lost out on those positions because of it. Anyway, back to the live action. Montfort is now P11 with Wapsenkamp behind him. With Brenham now in P9, 42 seconds behind the next car. Moving back up to the front, the Ferrari number 13 car continues to take time out of the leading 189 BMW. It's not loads of time, you know, it's a second every couple of laps, so a couple of tenths every lap. But catching is catching, and in endurance racing, you're not expecting to gain loads of time every lap, you're expecting to gain or lose little bits of time every lap. But it'll be interesting to see whether these guys manage to catch up. The gap now stands at about 12.8 seconds, 13 seconds. But it's been coming down consistently. It was about 14.5 when I joined. So in the last 18 minutes, they have brought that gap down by about a second and a half, sometimes more. We will wait and see. Obviously, the gap fluctuates, with each car being slightly stronger in different areas. have lost a car recently. I'm not sure who it was. But we are down to 37 cars now rather than 38. Which is rather unfortunate. Not much going on at the moment. We do possibly have some action coming up here with Cooper and Yundus in the Ferrari. And this is Holmes. What's happened to Holmes? Oh no, these guys were battling for P15 originally, weren't they? But Holmes has dropped well off of the back of Schreiber. He's now about 5.5 seconds behind him, with Yundus catching Holmes and Cooper in turn catching Yundus. So we could see some battling here before too much longer for these spots on track. I'm not entirely sure what we're working with here in terms of pit procedure. I'm assuming the standard stints are an hour long, so so it'll be about another 17 minutes until we see any regularly scheduled action on pit lane, I would expect. Looking around, we've got a lot of cars on track just coming through. Yeah, lots going on here. Oh, and I think this is possibly the silver. This is possibly the silver Lambo that was caught up in that incident when Waspenkamp went off at the hairpin, and he was hit by BMW. I'm not sure who it was, in a completely separate incident. Because I've only seen one Lamborghini that is that colour, and in fact there aren't many Lamborghinis in the race, so it would surprise me if it wasn't that car that was involved in that incident with the BMW. And blue flag's getting waved. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who for though. Yeah, Cooper really starting to close that gap to Yundus as he makes a massive track cut over the top of Eau Rouge and Radion there. That's Radion actually. Before any of you can say it, I'll say it to myself. I do know the corner names, I promise you. But yes, Cooper making up time, hand over fist on Yundus at the moment, although that might be because Yundus just had to get past a back marker. Yes, I think it might be. And Yundus now picking up some lag by the looks of things. Yes, that ping number is a little bit jumpy. 5-second time penalty for car 533. 2 5-second time penalties for car 533. So that takes their total to 10, I believe. Not entirely sure what that was for. If someone could fill me in, that'd be great. Unfortunately, I don't have the Discord open to be able to look at all the decisions that the stewards are making, because it sucks my bandwidth dry, and then the stream wouldn't run. So. Now, I'm pretty confident that we'll have people watching who are racing. So if you are watching and racing, and you would like for me to have a little follow along with your car or your team's car, please do let me know. I'm quite happy to do it. Hop on board with people for half a lap or so, give their car a little bit of airtime, show off their livery, etc, etc. Just let me know. Here we go, Cooper is on the move. The P1788 McLaren in that beautiful black, white and red livery. He's going after the completely blacked out Ferrari in front. With that distinctive Ferrari rear end, you couldn't miss it anywhere. Here we go, are we going to see a move down into the bus stop? It's been a favourite overtaking zone so far. Or is it going to come before? Way faster in a straight line is that McLaren, that's crazy. Hyundai appears to have kind of just given up that position, ceded position to Cooper. Possibly just knowing that Cooper's the faster driver, no point in fighting it. And actually possibly quite a sensible decision there from the team. Just let Cooper through, he's not our fight. Save the tyres, save some fuel, not having to fight him, and save it for when we do. So yeah, overall probably a sensible decision from those guys. That moves Cooper up into P16 at the moment. He is 1:19.5. He was the fastest man on track last time out, apart from Brenham and Willamot. So he was the fastest man last time out of the 4 cars in front of him. So I expect we could see him pulling up to the back of Holmes, who at the moment is only about 3.8 seconds up the road, before too much longer. It'll be interesting to see how quickly that gap closes. And talking about gaps closing, Utiel in this Ferrari and P2 is rapidly closing up to the back of Ditlev. Jesus, I really want to get this right. Ditlevsen? I'd assume it's Ditlevsen. That gap now down to 9.5 seconds, 9.6 seconds. It's hovering around there now. But that Ferrari is eating time out of the BMW 189 car's lead as it stands. Let's see, are we going to see an overtake for the lead in this section of the stream before I have to head off at around 8 PM? It wouldn't surprise me if we do, because that gap is coming down very quickly. Badowski falling back by about 7/10 a lap. And last time out, actually, Utiel gained a second on Ditlevsen. Let's have a look. The 189 now in clear air, whereas Utiel still has one car to go in the lapping procedure. Overall, possibly just better traffic management from the second place car, the number 13 Ferrari. But here we go. Utiel, he is closing down. The gap that was 14.5 now stands at 9. We'll have a look, do a lap time comparison the next time they have both come past the flag. Here we go. Let's have a look at what the times are when they do come past. It was less time taken out that time. a 19.385 for Ditlevsen. And oh, there's a crash in the back. Who was that? That's just crashed into the pit wall. Looks like it was the number 99 car. Or was it the 93? I think it was the 93, the Squadra Corsa car. 38th at the moment. Rejoined the race, clearly. And we've got... Oh, that is a beaten up Ferrari if I've ever seen one. Yikes, the front end of that thing really needs some work doing on it. That bonnet is lifting up all over the shop. But yeah. Oh, and here we go. Cooper is now just 0.6 behind Holmes. Are we going to see a move again for Cooper coming into the bus stop chicane? I'm not sure if he will. No, he stays behind for now. For now, he does stay behind. Cooper not making that move. However, he does set himself up for a good run towards turn 1, La Source. But I don't think it'll be enough. I expect the move might come as we come over the top of Eau Rouge and Radion. Oh, here we go. This is a nice shot. Looking at the back of that white Ferrari. He's going to want to get this move done now towards the Lacombe chicane. Is he going to get that enough of that slipstream effect for it to happen though? We'll have to wait and see. It looks like he does. Let's have a look. Pulls out to the right, thinks better of it for now. No move into the Lacombe chicane from Cooper that time round. However, he is a very, very quick driver. Comparatively, he was 2 seconds faster than Holmes last lap. So we'll wait and see as he keeps on coming. That gap is just shrinking all the time at the moment. As you can see, the gap physically is not big at all. Gap at the front now down to 7.8 seconds. UTL again was about a second faster on that last lap. Oh, and lap traffic possibly coming into play there. Oh, here we go. Cooper is so close now. Surely the move will be done here. Oh, he goes off track. Keeps his foot in it. He would have had a warning for that if it had gained him time. Stays behind for now. Keeping it in 5th gear. Just limits that speed a little bit. Now into 6th. I don't think we'll see a move at the bus stop. We don't see a move at the bus stop. Not this time. However, Holmes goes very deep. Oh! And he's tagged. He's tagged around by Cooper. I don't think Cooper did anything wrong there. We had a brilliant, brilliant view of it. But I don't think Cooper was in the wrong. I'll tell you what, we'll have a look at it. Oh! And we've got rain. We've got rain on track. And it's going to be getting heavier. This is right around the pit window. So I don't think this is going to change anyone's strategy. But I think we are going to see cars coming into the pits before too much longer. It's predicted to be getting heavier across the next 10 to 30 minutes. But surely drivers now will be thinking about coming into the pit lane. Oh, and Ditlevsen wasn't there in time. Neither was UTL or Badowski. They all stay out. Maybe does Fack in the McLaren come in? No, he stays out as well. However, the Papetti BRT car, the number 8 McLaren, who had gained a lot of time on Fack across that stint, does come in. Is it going to be wet tyres for Papetti? I feel like it's possibly too early for wets. But if this was when he was coming in anyway, and this is brilliant timing for them, as the P6 car comes in as well, maybe it is time for wets. These guys all coming in at the same time. I don't know if we'll see what they switch on to. I don't think we will. I'd have to assume that they're going on to wet tyres, with the rain getting worse as we keep moving through. For at least the next 30 minutes we're going to have rain. And Papetti is on the wet tyre. And that's huge. These guys all going again. Do they not want to box? Badowski comes in. I'm assuming Fak will come in this lap as well. But lots of drivers now in the pit lane as they change to those wet tyres. Dry one currently showing on the Cooper car. That will change in about 30 seconds time to the wet tyre. Badowski's in. Fak's in. I don't know why these top two haven't pitted yet. I don't know what they're doing. They're staying out and it's clearly too wet as of right now for these dry tyres to be working. Somehow they're keeping it on track, but they are not quick. The last lap for these guys was 2 minutes 25.8 and a 2:25.0 respectively. So they've lost about 6 seconds just on that first lap on the wets. It'll be interesting to see what that what the wet tyre brings in terms of pace. Trying to remember who one of the first cars to do that switch onto the wet tyres was, showing that Badowski is still on the dry tyres, but I'm assuming he's just still in the pit lane as Branham comes out on the wet tyres. That's now Badowski moving, he's on the wet tyres. These guys are 13 seconds down on their best lap times right now. Surely they come in this lap, they can't do another lap, that is too much time lost. And in fact, this could make a difference, with Badowski only a minute and 40 behind. This could really close Badowski up to this fight. Badowski could become race leader here, or at least be in the mix because of making that call to pit a lap earlier. We'll wait and see, but at the moment has Util done another lap? No. Who's this guy? Cariola has come out ahead. Where's... Have we had a possible disconnect for those guys? I cannot find Badowski anyway. There he is. Badowski... No, that's Budakovsky. Badowski. Has that car changed hands? Yes, it has. It's now being driven by the number 200 Mercedes is now being driven by Carolia, sorry. Let's have a look. He's going to be coming along any minute now. When are these guys going to get moving? I think there's a possibility that they've just cost themselves P1 and P2 in this race by staying out that extra lap. Are they moving? They are moving. So they are still ahead. And it looks like by a similar amount. So that later call actually hasn't hurt them much at all. Oh! As there's contact there for Porter, the number 296, sorry, Ferrari. Let's have a little watch back and see what's happened here. Has he just gone round on his own? Yeah, he has. That's unfortunate for him. There hasn't been any other contact there. He has just lost that. So Madsen now at the top. That number 189 BMW still very much in the lead. Util stays in that Ferrari. Although it's looking like possibly that Ferrari is not as set up for the wet as the BMW is. Obviously we'll wait and see. Could just be a difference in tyre temperature or pressure at this stage. But Util was way faster than the 189. Possibly Madsen a little bit faster than his old teammate. Oh, massive off. That was scary. From on board, that must have been really scary. He just tapped that inside curb coming into Blanchimont, and the car just went way off onto the runoff. Another position made for Cooper, I think it is. Or is Herzig closing in on Cooper? I can't quite tell. No, Herzig is definitely closing in on Cooper here. Time being gained for that number 17 McLaren on the 88 McLaren. Herzig currently 3 seconds up on his last lap. Oh, massive moments for both of them there. 94 picks up a drive-through penalty for track limits. The 94 currently sits in P... Oh, let me try and find it. Here we are. P27. don't think it's going to affect their race too much. They've got a minute and 20 behind them. A drive-through should have them out far quicker than that. But skipping back to this, are we going to see a move here anytime soon from Herzig on the Cooper 88 car? Oh, Cooper getting massively sideways out of the final corners there. It's so difficult to keep control of these cars. 650 horsepower. Going straight to those rear wheels, even with traction control on, they get very slidey. And without traction control, they would be completely undrivable. As Cooper gets way wide over the top of Radion. Sorry, I missed that. I was looking for my drink. So Herzig does get past. We are going to have a little watch back of that. No, that's not far enough back. Okay, we'll just leave it. But Cooper has now lost out on that position to Herzig. And here we go. UTL is closing in again on that BMW. Is the BMW 189 having possibly some trouble in traffic? I'm not sure who that is directly behind them. Looks like... is it an Aston Martin? It is as well. God, that's brave. I'm going to assume it's probably this Aston Martin. Yeah, only one in the race. Understandably, the Aston Martin is a little bit of a heifer, but we love her. We love her really, don't we, chat? But here we go. A move coming in the next couple of laps for the lead of the race, I would expect. Make sure to keep hitting that like button, guys. Keep pushing this stream up. My first time commentating here in Toga. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm trying to keep up with as much as possible. Unfortunately, I have just been eating my dinner. Just rehydrating, but now I will be much more in with it. And here we go. So the reason that UTL gained so much, well, I'm not sure what the reason is, but Madsen had a shocking last lap. A 2-minute 30.2. UTL did a 28.0, gained 2 seconds on him last lap, and that's gone up again as Carolia goes off the track. Coming through Blanchimont, it looks like there's quite a few drivers that are having trouble keeping it pinned through there, and another second taken out for UTL this lap. That gap down to 2.4. The BMW 189 has cleared both of those lapped cars, the 50 and the 111 Aston Martin Vantage. So that is going to be the next challenge for UTL. In the 13 Ferrari is going to be clearing that lap traffic there. The 111 and the 50 currently sitting respectively. Oh, I think that might be an on-track race. No, it's not quite. The 50 is currently in 32nd. The Aston Martin is in... the 111 is in 34th, but there is a lap between them. So the 111 possibly looking to unlap himself. We'll wait and see though. Oh, and what's just happened here? There's been a move. Van Zyl has lost out here, and Mendes might be about to make a move on Holmes, who it appears is kind of just getting caught by everyone at the moment. And yet Mendes makes that move. As here we go, is Van Zyl about to get overtaken? The number 5 Ferrari currently sits in P23. Is he about to get overtaken as well? It looks like he is down into the Lacombe chicane. Yeah, he is. That move is going to be done for Falcao. Yeah, nice and easy. Right, moving back up to the top. That gap is now down to 2.1 seconds. 2.2. seconds. He's getting nail-biting here at the front. This is going to be getting really, really interesting. I promise this battle for first is not going to be a short-lived one. I do not expect UTL still about 2 seconds behind. That 111 Aston Martin has been dealt with. Next up is the number 50 Mercedes. He needs to get past that AMG as soon as possible. I'm assuming it will probably happen down the Kemmel Straight. That move will get made. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But yeah, welcome along everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ollie. I've been part of the Discord server for a long time and I've taken part in a couple of races. But I've never had an opportunity to really delve in, and here we go, that move past is done. The number 50 makes a mistake, under braking into La Source, and that number 13 Ferrari breezes on past. I saw that these guys had this 24-hour race. Unfortunately, I wasn't available to be able to race it. But I got home and saw that they had a gap in their commentary, and said that I'd be more than happy to step in and help out a fellow Discord server in need. That gap now down to 1.7 seconds to Madsen in that 189 BMW, and UTL is locked in right now. He is watching the back of that Ferrari. He is watching its every move. Ferrari, sorry, UTL's in the Ferrari. He's watching the back of that BMW. Very colourful BMW, I must add, although I'm loving the grey on that Ferrari. It's not just a carbon shell, that kind of gunmetal grey, very dull, but I rather like the look of it on the Ferrari. Here we go. The move is going to happen soon. It is coming, I promise you, I promise you. Have we had an issue here with Manchego? I think we have. Yeah, he's coming into the pit lane. So there's been a crash there with Manchego. I'm not sure what's happened there, but I'm not going to linger on it or try and watch a replay, because here we go. The gap is almost below a second. It currently sits at 1.4. Gap sits at 1.2. UTL is gaining. Pretty much every single corner. Gap now 1.1. Oh, it's gone back up again. UTL with a little bit of a scrappy exit out of the chicane down at the bottom. Gap is 1.1. Is it going to get under that 1 second mark this time out? I don't quite think it is. There's the 1 second mark. It's gone. 0.5, 0.6. Here we go. This could be the move coming. Drive-through penalty for car number 126. He's got 3 laps remaining to serve that one. We've got a yellow flag as the 99 is in the pit lane. So rain is going to heavy at 30 minutes. Here we go. It's about to get very, very wet at about 7:30. Drive-through penalty for the 126 now has 2 laps remaining. But here we go. UTL in that Ferrari as it's getting very stormy over the Ardennes Forest here in Spa today. Then 189 takes a dodgy line over the top, pushed too much through the bottom of Eau Rouge, and now here we go. It's going to be a drag race, and UTL does get past the number 13 car, now the leader of the race. We'll wait and see how this goes now, as UTL is going to try and pull away. I think he'll probably be successful in that as well. But here we go, moving down the order now. Coming up is a battle for P5 between Peters Weem and Peters. I'm assuming it's Peters Veem, sorry, not Weem. Me and my British pronunciation, I do apologise. If he is here, or if any of his teammates are here, I know I just completely butchered his name. I do apologise. It's just how I say things because I'm British. But here we go, that gap is 0.6 of a second. Both McLarens here at the moment. And McLaren having a pretty strong showing at the moment. Not as many cars on the grid as Ferrari. Oh! As Peters Veem has to make a big avoiding action there in the 531 car. Let's have a little look back at what happened there. Look at this. Almost goes for the move up the inside and then has to completely dodge back. That was mental. That was there. Almost wiping out the back of the Peters car, who currently sits in P5. But that gap back down to 0.3 of a second now. With Peters Veem having a much better run up and over the top compared to Peters in the number 95 car. The 531 really looking for position here. He's got the 532 about 6 seconds behind. We'll see what happens here. The rain is going to continue getting heavier over the next 30 minutes or so, so it is going to continue coming down. And I don't expect it'll be long before we are moving into the night. Oh! As Peters in the number 95 car has a massive sideways moment on the entry to Jackie X. There's a little bit of contact there, but I think that move is now going to be done. Yes, Peters is now behind, and he's going to get overtaken by a lapped car here as well. I'm not sure who that is. A little bit of side-to-side contact there with the BMW. I'm really genuinely not sure who that was. But Peters losing out the position there to Peters Veem in the 531 McLaren. Let's see if we can find out. That McLaren does, BMW does not have a door number, and he's now going up the inside of Peters Veem as well. Who's this BMW, and where's he come from? He's mega quick. He's not on the, is he on the map? He is on the map. I'm trying to work out who this BMW is, because, mate, he's mental fast. He doesn't have a door number on. It's not Madsen, that's for sure. Is it? No, it's not Southcote. Is it Smith? Yes, it is. The 534 car. Currently on the move. He is moving very, very fast, I must admit. He is really, really getting on with things at the moment. That last lap was a 2:31. Compared to these guys who are running 2:34 and 2:33 respectively. So he is faster. He's one of the faster guys on track at the moment, actually, with 2:31. Not many guys running as fast as he was. And here we go. Hunardi is now on the back of Peters as well. The 532 McLaren now looking to make the move past the number 95 McLaren, losing 2 positions in less than a full lap of the circuit, possibly. We will wait and see. Here we go. Is Hunardi going to have the run, having come down the back straight there? Down towards the Lacombe chicane. Is Hunardi going to make this move, or Hunardi? I'm really sorry if I continue. Oh, he goes for it. He goes deep. And Peters just switches back on him. And missing out there. Look at how deep he got under braking here. This is mental. Fires it up the inside, gets on that curbing and just can't stop. That was mental. Here we go, back to the live pictures here as Hunardi is now very close behind again, just 0.4 of a second. These cars in the background look to be having a little bit of a scrap as well. The 101. Is it the 101 and the 17? No, it's not. Hakuna is catching up to the back of Cooper. Or is he falling away from Cooper? I think he's falling away from Cooper, actually. Cooper up into 16th now in double 8 McLaren. But this scrap's still going on at the moment for P6. So we'll keep up to date with that for now. As Peters, drops behind. I didn't see what happened there. Sorry, I was looking at the gap ahead of him. I'm assuming he just got sideways. Oh, ran wide, coming through that second chicane, and lost the positions there, unfortunately. I'm looking for the special events page so that I can see the endurance. So they can see what we've got in terms of penalties. Here we go. Alright, let's have a look. What have we got going on here? Peters still, falling back from Hunardi. Clearly those tyres in this track condition just aren't quite working for him at the moment. The rain is getting heavier. Drivers who have got a dry-ish setup are going to be suffering at the moment. It will get better, but not for a while. At plus 30 minutes, we have got a large amount of rain coming through. So nothing much changing at the moment in terms of track position. At the moment everything is staying pretty stable. Hakuna, the only man who's really close to another driver. Although there are some gaps that are changing further towards the front. But we'll stick with this little battle for now. Although we could also look at Falcao and Pateron currently fighting over P22. As Hakuna does fall out of that 1 second gap, and he's falling by quite a bit. Must have had a little bit of a dodgy run over the top of Over and Radion, because he's lost about half a second just coming down that straight to the Lacombe chicane. Though he appears to have made at least some of it back up. I don't know, we'll stay on board with this for a little while longer. I'll keep an eye on the Falcao-Pateron battle and see if that develops into anything properly interesting as of yet. And the P38 number 93 car still in the pit lane, having works done. That's been in the pit lane for a long time, currently only completed 95 laps. The front runners in comparison have completed 130, I think 5 right at the moment. Or 134. 134 we're currently at. And Hakuna has fallen further off, so this is now our closest battle on track. Falcao in the McLaren and Pateron in the Porsche. That is a brave car to drive around here. I've got to give it to him. Especially in the wet, that Porsche is known to be an absolute handful. Absolute handful. We call it a pig to drive. It's where it gets its Porky nickname from. That Porsche does look relatively skatey at the moment, as Van Zyl has just lost a position to Smith. I didn't see that happen. There was possibly... Oh man, that poor Ferrari is so beat up. They really need to get some repair works done on that car, but I'm not sure when they're going to get an opportunity to do so. Falcao just not able to close up to the back of Pateron at the moment. That gap's staying around 0.6 seconds. Oh, Hakuna has caught right back up to Cooper. Cooper must have had an issue. Hakuna has gained back about 2 seconds there. Keeping an eye on what we've got further up the field. It looks like we're about to have a battle pop up for P5 between Peters Veem, who made the move past Peters in the 95 McLaren not that many laps ago, and Hunedy, who also made his move past the number 95 McLaren. Both McLarens themselves, respectively, as well, the 531 and the 532 car, little number buddies. It'll be interesting to see those guys having a little go at it before too much longer. Hakuna, that gap now 0.5 seconds to the car in front of him, and it's the same for Falcao as well, 0.5 seconds to Pateron in front, who's had a dodgy run, possibly. Or has that worked out for him? That line clearly working in the Porsche, almost missing, it looks like missing the first apex, but actually cutting back for a little bit of a straighter run up the second part of the hill up Radion. Blue flags being shown for the car in front. Does he get out of the way? He does relatively well. Oh, almost takes out Falcao on the re-entry there. That was mental. That McLaren probably should have just kept going. Not sure who that was, that plain white McLaren, but that was some interesting driving, for sure, for sure, for sure. Here we go. Are we going to see a move? Falcao doesn't make his move. Mr. M. Simons is now right up close to the back of Moser. And here we go. Hunardi is now closing in on the back of Peters Veem as well. But this could get interesting because this is a little three-car train, but they're not all fighting for position. One of these is a lapped car, and I believe it is the... I believe it's the BMW that's a lapped car. That's just overtaken the number 10 Ferrari, who's now going to be overtaken for position by Moser in that Lamborghini. He does make that move. It looks like he's going to make it stick. Indeed, he does. Very nicely done by Moser. He now moves himself up... by Simons. He now moves himself up into 19th ahead of Moser. Hunardi is closing down the gap. The 532 car closing down the 531 car. That gap now 1.3 seconds. We're going to see what happens here as it continues going. Gap 1.1 seconds. Closing in on the 531 car. It says we're on board with the 13, but we're definitely not. We are on board with Hunardi, the 532 car. Closing in on the 531, who is just up ahead of him. Oh no, the 13's the current race leader. That's why he's an arrow. I always forget that. That gap now 1 second. Peters Veem has got some lap traffic to deal with here. It's going to be a pain for sure. The gap still sits at a second, but I don't think Peters Veem is going to get this move done up Eau Rouge or Radion. No, he doesn't. Hunardi now 0.6 seconds, 0.5 seconds. The gap just 0.5 of a second. He's closing in. Are we going to see a move for P5 here before too much longer? I think we are, as the white Ferrari in front of them does not get out of the way as of yet. Of course, under endurance racing conditions, generally blue flags don't mean get out of the way as soon as possible. It means be predictable and let the faster car pass you. So the Ferrari, the white Ferrari, doing absolutely nothing wrong in not letting them just breeze on past. But here we go. Peters Veem gets past the lapped car. Hunardi is now going to have to find a place to get past this lap car as well. The white Ferrari, who does seem to be having some issues. Is Hunardi going to be able to make a move down here into Pouon? I don't think he will. He thinks about it, but no, not quite. He can't make that move happen. And now he's losing time. The gap's now back up to a second, pretty much, to Peters Veem. So he's losing time now behind that lap car. Falcao looking to make a move here. 319 gets a drive-through penalty. I'm not sure who that is. Hunardi looked like he bullied the number 26 car out the way a little bit there. But I'm not entirely sure what was going on there, as Falcao makes the move past Pateron, who immediately comes into the pit lane. That's interesting. Oh, to serve the drive-through, that's the 319 car. Oh! Has something happened with these guys? Has something just happened with these guys, or did the 319... No, the 319 got a drive-through for track limits right there. And has immediately come into the pit lane to serve it. And the number 3 car, Falcao, has just said thank you very much, as the number 319 Porsche gets nicely out of his way. Looking back up the order, Hunardi is now right up there, P6 at the moment, but the gap is getting smaller again now that he's gotten past. now that he's gone past that lap car, the gap is closing again. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. .319 gets its drive-through cleared, but they've now dropped down a whole bunch of positions, and Hunardi makes that move on Peters Veem. The number 352 McLaren getting past the number 351 McLaren, now in P5, and he's going to move on. He's got a 58-second gap in front of him to close down to the P4 car of Quadrini, who at the moment is gaining time on Carolia in P3, the number 200 BMW, what am I talking about? He's the AMG. The number 200 Mercedes is losing time at the moment to M. Quadrini. In fact, Quadrini is currently the second fastest driver out of the top 4. Only the P1 car of Utiel is faster, which I think would be relatively obvious based on his pace for the whole of the rest of this race so far. I forgot to do a livery sync, none are showing. Yeah, unfortunately it was a rather last minute a decision for me to come in and do commentary. I heard that they had a 2-hour gap, so I said I'd be quite happy to come in and do it. So I haven't had time to download the liveries. I understand it's annoying if your livery isn't showing up because I don't have it downloaded. I am very sorry about that. How's car 111 doing? I believe at the moment they are... Let's have a look. Leaders have done 138 laps. The 111 car. 111 car is currently 7 laps down in P33. They've gone off track this lap. It's invalid already. Not a lot going on for them at the moment, I don't think. They're not particularly in much traffic. No, yeah, kind of just vibing down there at the moment. Unfortunately, not a lot going on. Here we go. We got a battle turning up here for P10, with Listosa closing up onto the back of Southcote in the 316 BMW. Quadrini is very close to the back of Carolia now, so we're going to move up to that battle first, with 1.1 seconds separating those drivers. Here we go. The gap is 1 second. Carolia is suffering with a little bit of lag at the moment. So we'll see how that turns out for him. And Listosa now 4 tenths behind Southcote. Are we going to see a move here before too much longer? For P10. Going to keep an eye on both of these gaps so that we can swap between the battles as and when is needed. Because I don't want to miss anything, as I'm sure neither do you. As Listosa... What's going on? Oh, has he got past the 316 car? He has, I think, hasn't he? Yeah, sorry, I've completely missed that whilst trying to move stuff around in ACC race control, which has now completely died on me and isn't working at all. I might need to restart the race control app here. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Give me 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, whilst I just... restart this. I promise it will only take a second. Yeah, connect it back up. Here we go. We are connected again. We'll move back up to that battle with Quadrini as he looks to get past Carolia for that podium place at the moment. It would be P3. Yeah, so I do apologise for not having the liveries. Unfortunately, with it being such a kind of last minute call for me to come and do commentary for these guys this evening, I did not have time to get a livery sync done. It would have taken too long to download them and stuff for it to have even been viable for me to start at 6 o'clock. I'm only here for another 45 minutes, then I'm handing over to the more than capable hands of Hayden, who I'm sure you all know very, very well. So he'll be here before too much longer, but at the moment we are just going to keep on following along. As, oh, there's an overtake here. Listoza now immediately moving on and getting past Mikulik in the number 224 car as well. Quadrini is going to be making a move before too much longer, I have a funny feeling, on the number 50 Mercedes AMG car. Indeed he does. He goes to the outside coming towards the bus stop. It's going to be hard to hold around the outside there. Has he made it work, or has he gone way too deep? He's gone very deep. He keeps it on track. Rumbles over the curb. The number 200 car gets the run towards La Source. This battle isn't over yet. So this keeps going on. Is he going to have the better braking up the inside into La Source? I mean, he gets a decent run, but that number 200 car, the 200 Mercedes, is now going to have the slipstream all the way towards Lacombe, so this could be a re-overtake before too much longer, but I'm not entirely sure, as Southcote now is onto the back of Mikulik as well. I don't know if there's going to be a re-overtake here. I don't think there is. No, so we'll hop down to this battle here as Mikulik in the 224 Ferrari struggles for pace against the guys around him. He's currently one of the slowest drivers actually in the top 10. The only driver who's slower is or who was slower last lap was Peters Veem with a Peters in the 95 McLaren with a 36.0. But I'm assuming something happened on that lap. Mikulik, oh, he goes off track. That's going to gain that number 316 BMW a lot of time in the pink and white. Again off track for Mikulik. Really pushing the car over the edge, I think. As the 200... Oh, it's the 200... Carolia has had a problem. He's gone for a spin. Was that whilst trying to re-overtake? Let's have a look what's happened. No, it's just been a solo spin, I think, for Carolia. I don't think there was anyone else involved in that. But Southcote now looking to make the move on Mikulik. However, I'm going to have to wait for us to jump back to present day. Come on, let's jump back, please. Here we go. Southcote right behind Mikulik now. Are we going to see a move against the 224 Ferrari from the 316 BMW here? I don't know if we are. These guys just one lap behind, sorry, the race leaders at the moment. So this could be important later on in the game, as now we are at the heaviest of rain. It's going to stay that way now for at least another 30 minutes. And I expect it will still be wet when I hand over to Hayden, the more than capable hands of Hayden, in about 40 minutes time. Let's have a look. Southcote, that gap, 0.3 of a second. The 316 possibly getting a track extension penalty or warning there. The gap now 0.7. And Southcote, it would appear, just not quite having the pace through Sector 3. Through Sector 1 and Sector 2, he is far faster than the 224 Ferrari driver in front of Mikulik. But at the moment, he's struggling throughout the rest of the track. Let's see what the lap times are as they come over the line. Southcote was a 10th faster last time out than Mikulik. So we could see a move coming here in a couple of seconds' time. Let's have a look. Coming down the long run from turn 1 all the way to turns 4 and 5 up at the top of the Lacombe chicane. Which, all of this... Oh, that's a big track extension for Mikulik. He won't have got a slowdown for that, but he will have got a heavy warning, I would expect. And are we going to see a move here from Southcote now that he's got the run? He's got the run. He does have the run. The BMW, the 316, he goes to the inside. Is he going to get it stopped in time? Moving up the inside, he gets late on the brakes. He does make it work. And Mikulik there, looks like he got scared off, is now going to lose a track position, not a racing position, because they aren't racing each other. He doesn't actually. He does stay ahead. Is that possibly a car trying to get past him? trying to look at who that might be that's just behind the 224 and the 316 car. I'm not sure who it is though. It's the is it 701? Or is it the 10? No, it's definitely not. Although saying that, as Herzig moves up another position. Oh, we've got a move coming here. Mendes is ahead of Cooper. No, Mendes is looking to get past Cooper. Almost loses control, does Mendes. Cooper currently ahead. Mendes looking to get past. No, I've got that. Have I got that the right way around? Yes, I do. Mendes has been closing in for a couple of laps now, and he looks like he's going to get past as Peters, the number 95 car, comes into the pit lane, and Southcote has had a spin. Southcote has gone round, coming out of, what is that? Is that down at, yeah, it is. Down at the bottom end of the track, down at the lowest point of the track. He's gone round and lost positions now to Mikulik and to Kelly, the 224 and the 701 cars respectively. Mendes not able to get a move done on Cooper as it stands, although we could see a move coming up now. No, doesn't look like it. Kelly right on the back of Mikulik. What's going on here? All sorts of cars. All sorts of cars here. Mikulik is being overtaken by the, I believe that's the 701, or the, I'm not too sure what car that is. It's definitely not an Audi. We're on board with the 701 Ferrari, who has gotten ahead of Mikulik. Right, okay, so Mikulik in the 701 Ferrari is ahead, but they've both been overtaken by what is the number 3, by the looks of things, McLaren, who's currently in P22 and is running faster than both of them on pretty much every lap so far. So that's interesting. Lots of lap invalidations this time out as Peters comes out behind Southcote. That BMW does have some front end damage, you can see it. That is going to be costing them a little bit in a straight line probably, and in the corners. Mikulik still fighting with Kelly over this P9 position at the moment, with 18 hours and 15 minutes left to go. It's going to be interesting to see the race time. We are currently 7:23 p.m. here in the Ardennes Forest in Belgium. It's going to be interesting to see when things start properly getting dark. If it rains through the night, it's going to be interesting, that is for sure. As Mendes now does get past Cooper, but is Cooper going to go for the re-overtake coming towards the bus stop? I don't think he is. Cooper has been slower than that Mendes car the last couple of laps, between kind of 5 and 6 tenths a lap slower. And I don't think Cooper's going to be able to get anything done in terms of a re-overtake. So Mendes is going to secure that position, P16, and go on the hunt ahead. He's got an 8-second gap to the car in front. He's going to be trying to close that down as quickly as possible now that he has cleared the 88 McLaren of Cooper, sorry. Looking further down the field, we don't have many close battles at the moment. Mikulik already fallen to 1.4 seconds behind Kelly. So currently, only the top... Trying to do some maths here, but it's difficult. I think the top 6 cars are all on the lead lap. I think Porter in the 296 is behind our leader. Indeed he is. So the P7 car is the first car that is officially a lap down. Is that the number 50? I think it is the number 50 Mercedes that's giving some trouble to Peters Veem here. That's interesting. And interestingly enough, Cooper in that double 8 McLaren that we were just watching along with has set the fastest overall lap of the race, but that was in the dry, so I'm assuming that McLaren is a little bit more geared towards the dry running rather than the wet, because the runnings in the wet have not been so great for them, generally about a second off the pace of the cars around them. So he's going to be losing out to Hakuna possibly in a couple of laps' time. We'll wait and see. I think Peter Sorry. Oh, man, that was a massive yawn for me. Hello, where is car number 10, please? Let's have a look. Car number 10 is currently sitting in P20. Mosa is currently behind the wheel. Currently sitting in P20. They are, I believe, 2 laps off the lead at the moment. 31 seconds in front of them, 38 seconds behind them, a little bit on their own at the moment. Just getting out of the way of lap traffic really is the game for them at the moment. Not a lot else they can do as it stands right now. Looking down, we've got Pateron gaining on Van Zyl in front, but I think that's because Van Zyl has got stuck behind a lapped car, possibly. Which one is Van Zyl? Yeah, Van Zyl is in that second Ferrari, the damaged one. He's got stuck behind traffic, so Pateron is closing in on him in that 319 Porsche. They had a drive-through penalty not that long ago, so they had to come into the pit lane to serve that. And now they are trying to get back on top of things again. And we've got some discussion going on in the Discord at the moment, in case you can't see it, about problems with the hello, what's just disconnected? Hopefully nothing that's going to affect the stream. No good. About possibly having a scheduled red flag to sort out driver stint time issues, because teams of 4 aren't going to be able to run this race completely due to the driver stint timers. Oh, that's a big send for the 319 car. He gets it stopped though. Credit where credit is due to Pateron. That didn't look like a planned move. That was an absolutely massive send down the inside into the bus stop chicane, but he's managed to make it work. He moves ahead of Van Zyl in the number 5 Ferrari. Lots of cars on track here at the moment. Let's have a look. Have we got anything else going on slightly further up the grid? Doesn't look like it at the moment. Hakuna still gaining on Cooper, but only by about 0.3 of a second at the moment as it stands. I'm only going to be with you guys for another half an hour. Oh, it's a 319. That's a massive extension over the top. And Van Zyl, I think, followed him as well. Those guys both taking massive extensions, cutting the inside of Radion there. Yeah, discussions are ongoing about a possible red flag to rectify the driver stint time problems that we've got at the moment. Basically, the problem is that the driver stint time has been set to only allow each driver to run so much of the race, and unfortunately, for teams of four, that means that they aren't able to complete the race without being given a drive-through for exceeding the mandatory drive time. And if you don't serve that drive-through, you get disqualified. So that is what's happening at the moment in the Discord. Conversations going on about the details of the race and the details of the advertisement of the race. How's car 111 doing? Car 111, I believe, is currently down in P23. No, P32, P33. as it stands. Pateron. The car is down in P33. They are currently 5 laps off of the leaders, possibly more. Oh, that's a big incident for Holloway there. What's happened? What has happened there? We are going to skip that back and have a look at what's gone on there. That's been a massive moment for Holloway. But the 111 car, yeah, currently 5 laps down, I believe, possibly more, 6, 7. Oh yeah, a lot of laps down. I'm sorry to say. That car's pretty beaten up, the 111 car. They've had some run-ins, definitely. What's gone on here? Has he just got... Oh, he's just got loose on the exit, and that's a massive whack. A massive, massive whack for him. That's going to have really, really damaged that car. Holloway really going to be annoyed at himself for that, as Rombort, here we go, is now closing up to the back of Southcote. We are going to have some fighting again. So the P11 position could be about to change hands. The 95 car, oh, this is the one that was being driven earlier on by another driver. So clearly they've come into the pit lane, done a driver swap, and Rombort is in the car, and he's having a little bit of a better time of it than the previous driver was, as Moser hits the yellow flags, but that's just because he's coming out of the pit lane, and Rombort makes that move relatively easily, or rump out. I'm not too sure personally. Not a lot going on up and down the grid now that Rombout has made that move. He's put 2.6, 2.8, 2.93 seconds between him and the 316 car pretty much immediately, although the 316 car does have some relatively heavy damage as well. Yeah, that 316 car had a meeting with the wall earlier on, and unfortunately the front end of that car definitely came off worse. Very unfortunate for Southcote, who's been in that car for a couple of hours now, just not quite getting it right. But here we go. I'm only going to be with you guys for another 25 minutes. It'd be brilliant if we could get a couple more likes running on this stream. Keep it moving, keep it going, keep that motivation behind it. Keep those likes flowing in. Give Hayden a nice big number to come to when he does turn up in 25 minutes time. I'm sure he'd like to see a big amount of likes that he can come into when he picks up the stream. But yeah, lots of large gaps between cars at the moment. And the closest gap at the front is between Peters, Veem and Hunardi, but that gap I believe is growing rather than shrinking as it stands. Let's have a check in with the race leader The number 13 car currently 25 seconds ahead. They are running a brilliant race at the moment, the number 13 crew. They are running an absolutely brilliant race. 26 seconds ahead. Nothing has phased them since this rain came in. They have just kept on going. The wheels keep on turning on that car, and it is just motoring along. They are regularly the fastest driver on track as it stands. The only driver faster than them last time out was Rombout with a 29.0. That's a fabulous lap from Rombout. He's going to be moving back up and challenging the guys in front of him before too much longer. Those guys are only a lap behind at the moment of Rombout. Just one lap behind the leader, I believe. Yeah, just one lap behind the leader. So this could be big for Rombout. If this pace keeps up, they're going to continue to close down the time to all of these cars ahead of them, whether they are on the same lap or a lap behind. And Rombout bringing down the time to the car in front by about 3 seconds a lap at the moment. 4.6 seconds to the next car, which is Mikulik, and they're only a corner ahead at the moment. So this is crazy. We could see some massive changes coming before too long with Rombout behind the wheel of this 95 McLaren. Definitely turned the fortunes of that car around a little bit. It was struggling for pace towards the end of the last stint and into this wet weather, but now that they've had that driver change, that car is absolutely motoring. Here we go. We are ticking down towards 18 hours left. 6 hours and 59 minutes gone. 18 hours and 1 minute remain. Here we go. We are going to get into it now. 18 hours to go. These guys have come so far already. To be in it after 6 hours is incredible. Well, to be in it after 4 hours is incredible. To be in it after turn 1 is incredible, knowing Spa and La Source. Here we go. We've got some pit stop action coming along now at the top of the hour. Relatively standard. Boxing once an hour on the hour is pretty regular here in ACC. So we're going to see... we're going to see a lot of people coming into the pits over the next couple of laps. Yeah, Carolia is in. The number 200 Mercedes comes into the pit lane from P4. So he'll drop down to P5, P6, possibly P7 by the time his pit stop is over. But he will obviously come back up due to the pit cycles. Oh, and here we go. Rombout has caught up to the back of Mikulik already, gaining almost... That's mental. Almost 6 seconds gained on that last lap. He is closed up to the back of Mikulik. Let's jump to TV2. Why are we not on board with Rombout? Here we go. Now we are. I mean, that is mental pace from Rombout. 28.7 in the wet is mental. He was the fastest man on track last lap by 2 seconds. 2 seconds. That is insane. Rombout is all over it at the moment. A 15-second time penalty for car number 94. Let's see what that was for. Should get posted in incident outcomes in a second. A 15-second time penalty for the 94 car. I don't know where they currently sit, but here we go. Rombout is going to make the move up the inside of Mikulik, coming through Blanchimont. That's a brave place to do it, but he's done it, and the 95 car is through. The pace on that car at the moment is absolutely mental. Those guys just do not stop. Looking now for the 94 car that's just received that 15-second penalty. Oh, maybe not. It would appear that it might have been... Might have been the 126 car that's just... No, it is the 94 car. 94 gets a 15-second penalty for causing a collision with car 10 on lap 131. I cannot find the number 4 car, the number 94 car for the life of me. Am I being very, very blind? There is a distinct possibility that this is what's happening, by the way. So here we go. The 94 car is now in the pit lane. They've got a 15-second penalty coming their way for causing contact with the number 10 car, who currently sit in P20 and is driven by Kaku. These guys have not been having a too bad of a race themselves. They got some decent pace in that battered Ferrari. Here we go. Lustosa is about to make a move by the looks of things on Porter. And he does get that move done. Lustosa goes around the outside of Porter, also making a move. Mendes is closing up on the back of Yundas. This is what I wanted to look at. Mendes and Yundas making moves at the moment. The number 1 Ferrari looking to get past the number 702 Ferrari. Porter is... God, that car's battered. That poor car has just gone through it so far this race by the looks of things. What team does that Rumbout drive for? Maybe I want to join them. The number 95 crew, I'm not sure what the team name is. I will try and find out for you. Endurance League check-in, let's have a look. No, I can't find... Can't find anything about that at the moment, unfortunately. But here we go. More drivers coming into the pit lane. More action on pit road. As Peters Veem comes in, Lustosa comes in, Porter comes in. And that gap between Porter and Lustosa is very close. So a good pit stop here without any damage needing to be fixed could make a rather large difference to their race. As Cooper has... Oh, hello. Yundas is there. Where is... Mendes has stayed out. That's interesting. So Mendes clearly with a little bit more fuel. Maybe that number 1 car just a little bit more fuel efficient in the wet than some of its competitors. Having a look down now, we've got a battle coming with Coop and North, the number 50 AMG Mercedes, which has had very good pace this race, but unfortunately hasn't really been able to move out of this kind of lapped car position at the moment. 532 gets a drive-through for ignoring driver stint time. Here we go, and this is what we've been talking about. So the 532 car, which currently sits P3, has just got a drive-through for ignoring driver stint time. They've got it really fine there, and they were literally coming into the pit lane as they were coming. They were literally coming into the pit lane as it told them that they got a drive-through for exceeding that time. I doubt they're going to take it, but we will wait and see. It's looking like... There we go. Porter comes down off the stands now, but Lustosa is already well up the road. And I think that will be because... I think Porter has probably taken some damage fixing there on that Ferrari to try and get it back into a little bit more of a race-worthy state. Here we go. Rumbout now up to P7 in that 95 McLaren. Obviously, he still has to make a pit stop. But it'll be interesting to see what happens as these drivers continue going round. Rumbout has insane pace, a 29.3 last lap as well. Again, the fastest by about 2 seconds compared to anyone else on track. He's just relentlessly quick, relentlessly fast at the moment. Just doesn't stop pumping in these insanely consistent lap times. I mean, he's catching the guy in front of him by seconds a lap. Multiple seconds a lap, easily. Hunardi is still in that car. Here we go. So I think we might be about to find out about this possible issue with the drive-throughs and similar, as Rombout continues to stay out. He's taking time out of the car ahead. Yeah, Rombout still closing. The gaps at the front opening up massively now, but I think that's because UTL still needs to come into the pit lane. He is in the pit lane. UTL is now in the pit lane. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes out in comparison to those who were around him earlier. Although I say around him, he had a 29-second lead when he came into the pit lane. So I guess around him isn't quite really really the right thing. Yeah, discussion's still ongoing at the moment, but here we go. Tamara is closing up to Da in the number 1 car, and by the looks of things... Oh, a sim comes in. That's to serve the drive-through penalty that number 532 car picked up, and they'll be very disappointed by that because they were running very, very nicely before that. They've now lost out to Rombout in the 95 car, who's now closing in on Pateron. I don't think there's a lot of traffic between those two guys, just the 2 cars, the 277 car, and I believe that is the 4... Is that the 463 crew of right? Yes, it is. 463 and the 277 car are ahead of the 95. Closing down on Pateron in the 531 car. Obviously, there was an overtake between these two guys not that long ago. Only about half an hour ago. That time is coming down. I don't think it's coming down as quickly as Rombout was necessarily expecting. Rather than taking multiple seconds a lap out of the driver ahead of him, he's only taking multiple tenths a lap out of the driver ahead of him, which is far less than he's been considerably used to so far this race. Just opening up Discord again so that I can do a nice smooth handover to Hayden in about 10 minutes time when I'm going to be getting out of here. It's been a delight to be here with you guys in Toga for the first time as a commentator. I have really enjoyed myself. I hope that you guys have enjoyed having me here as well. It's always nice to come and commentate for a fresh league. It's always nice to come and do comms for a fresh league. Learn new stuff about these drivers. So at the moment the rain is increasing. It is getting worse. That's what that plus sign up in the right hand corner is. So it's the heaviest it can be, basically, is what that the double dashes with the plus sign mean that it is as bad as it can get. But at the moment it is staying the same for at least the next 30 minutes. Obviously I'm not going to be here to see that. I am heading off before too much longer. 9 minutes left for me now until Hayden comes and takes over. We'll do a nice little handover. You guys won't even notice anything has changed. I'll stop streaming, he'll start streaming, it'll be nice and smooth. Everything's going to go perfectly, in my mind. We'll see if that is how it happens. And here we go. Yeah, Rombaut only gaining 0.7 of a second on that last lap. For him, that's nothing. And Pateron is up on his last lap time. Here we go. So could this 531 car be the challenge for the 95 car that we didn't really see coming? The 531 car looking very, very pacey at the moment. He's gaining 0.3, which at the moment would put him down to a 29.0.
Good evening.
Hello, I'm going to assume that Hayden has just joined me in the box. Indeed he has.
Sorry. Once you're finished, just finish and just let them know that, well, I'm probably on stream, I know, but I'll be starting the live stream up literally as soon as you finished. There's a technical issue that we're just sorting out, and then I'll start the live stream, so there might be a delay of 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah.
I'm not sure if they have heard you. Just continue speaking for me quickly.
Me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay, cool.
I'm just checking my sound bars to see if they hear you or not.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, so just to reiterate, once you finish your stint, just say your goodbyes, and just might be a 5 or 10 minute delay on start of the new stream. There's a technical issue that I'm just trying to resolve, but don't worry, I will be live as soon as possible.
Okay. I mean, I can keep going for another 5-10 minutes to cover you until you're ready. If that does end up happening, if you just stay in here and just let me know when you're going to be ready.
I need to go down to another channel and sort something out, though. That's the problem. It's fine. End the stream. It'll be 10 minutes where they don't have anything, but I'm sure that should be fine.
Contact there between the 531 car. Contact between the 531 and a back marker. I'm not sure who that is. It's the 555 entry, who are currently down in P35. Contact there between those two drivers. I'm sure they won't be too happy about that. No real on-track battles going on at the moment. Rombaut still closing that gap. No, he wasn't. Last lap the gap got bigger. This lap Rombaut is closing it again because Pateron obviously had that contact. But here we go. It is all happening at the moment. That was some crazy contact there between the 531 car and the 555 entry in the Ferrari. But Rombaut still out and about, just hitting those laps very consistently, very, very quick is Rombaut, although those tyres I think are starting to slip away from him. Obviously he came in slightly before other people did, so on pit stop rotation I think this is genuinely where he is on pace, because the 532 had to take a drive through. So I think this is a genuine P6 at the moment. But sorry, I'm yawning again. But the 95 car is off kilter on the pit stop sequences as it stands. So guys, obviously you heard that there is going to be a little bit of a delay on the second part of this, on the handover to Hayden. I will stay until I absolutely have to go, so I should be able to cover at least part of that downage so that you don't miss too much in terms of what's going on track. Here we go, Willemot catching up to Kraus now. Well, has that been an overtake already done by the 224 car? No, I don't think it is. I think this is Willemot closing up instead of it being the other way around. Willemot in the 316 car closing down on the 224 Kraus driven car. That Ferrari is dirty but not damaged. The 316 I think has had itself repaired in its latest pit stop. So they are not doing too badly for themselves at the moment. Oh, we've had a couple more messages come through. Sorry guys, let me have a look. Is there a pit wall? No, I don't believe so. At least if there is, I don't know how to get that up as it is at the moment. So I am just gonna stay out of that for now. Oh wow, there's all sorts of stuff in here. So the 111 car is currently, I believe, 33rd, if they're still there. Oh no, they aren't. They are now down in 34th, as Willamette does get that moved on Kraus. The number 277 car currently sits in P26, a minute and 30 off of the next car. Car number 17 is currently in P13, Herzig there. He's 34 seconds off the next car, so nothing much going as it stands there. .200 is the Wesset team. Welcome along everyone who's here. Let's get this like counter going, get something nice for Hayden when he does join us back. I'm going to be here for a couple of more minutes until Hayden is absolutely ready to take over. So for now, I believe they are currently having a conversation about whether they can do anything about the issues that we're going to be having with the DSQs that are going on at the moment. So I'm just going to let Hayden know that for now I can continue with the commentary. Right, Hayden has been informed of that. Let's have a look at what is going on then in the race. The gap between Rumbout and Betten is starting to equal out at around 14 seconds. Not much going there, although are we going to get a battle up here? I think Wapsenkamp is going to be catching up to Esposito, who's currently in P9, the 296 crew. Currently sat in that P9 position. The 701 car sliding around a lot under the hands of Waspenkamp. He is 5/10 up on his best time though, compared to Esposito, who's 2 seconds down. So it's going to be interesting here to see who comes out on top in this one. Wapsenkamp, sorry, is closing down. At the moment, he is closing it down. Yeah, that gap I think is still coming down. Not by as much as it was, I don't believe. But here we go. Watson Camp, that gap now down to 2 seconds, so it is getting smaller. But not by loads as it stands. The gap is under 2 seconds. Oh no, it's not quite 2.1. The rain is going to stay strong for the next 30 minutes at least. And the 111 car, I believe, is making a move. Has made a move already past North up into 33rd and is now going to be making a move again past Rodriguez here. Possibly moving up into P32. For now, I am going to stay with you guys. I am going to stay with you guys for now. Until Hayden is able to come and join me in the commentary booth and let me know. And let me know that he is available to take over. So for now I'm going to stay with you guys. We'll see how we go here, as there are blue flags being shown for that 111 car, but he is in the zone right now. He's going for the move here on Rodriguez. We are going to see a move here, I think. Are we going to see a move? Oh, it's a little bit bargy. It's a little bit argy-bargy. The 111 doesn't make that move yet, but the Aston Martin is going to have the run into the bus stop. Does he go to the outside? He has no choice but to, and that means he's not going to get that move done as of right now, I don't think. Although, does he now have that? He manages to get to the inside. There's contact there, but I think he was far enough alongside to be left the racing room. So I don't know what's going to come of that one. I'm sure the stewards will have a look there, as Tamara is now closed up to the back of Da, and there looks like there was maybe some collisions down towards turn 1 there. That was interesting for sure. Tamara, that gap now 1.2 seconds to Da. I'm not sure which car out of this lot. So Da is the leading Ferrari. The number 1 Ferrari right out the front. And Tamara is lagging behind the last Ferrari in this train, which also has, I believe it's going to be probably the 50. Possibly the, no, it's not. Yeah, it's the 50 Mercedes then. Not that I can see him either. Where's he gone? Where's the 50 Mercedes gone to? There he is. Oh, and something's going on here. Rodriguez and North have swapped positions, I believe. Neville ahead of both of them. And looking now, it doesn't look like Tamara's going to be able to find a way past. I think it was that traffic that meant that he caught up. And now he is stuck behind again. So we will see as we continue to go through this race. Just over 17.5 hours left to go. It is getting crazy here. We've got a lot going on. There are battles across a lot of the track as Watson Camp continues to close in on Esposito. That gap now down to 1.6 seconds. Could we see a move here for P9 before I have to go? I don't know if we will. The gap between Badmus and Quadrini is coming down. The number 200 Mercedes starting to get back into it again. A lot of that was from last lap. Quadrini having a problem. By the looks of things, with a 2-minute 33 lap time compared to the 2 minutes 29 of Badmus, although that time is continuing to come down as Quadrini got a proper issue here in the number 8 McLaren. Or is that time now growing again? It looks like it is. And here we go, Wapsenkamp now within a second on Esposito. Although he loses time in the braking zone, but that's because Esposito goes very deep. Esposito goes very deep. Wapsenkamp gets the far better run in the number 701 Ferrari. He's looking to overtake the 296 Ferrari. Is he going to get the move done this time into La Source? I don't think he will. He almost goes for it, but doesn't quite have the braking performance to get there. Although he is now going to have the run all the way down to the Lecombe chicane. So let's see if he can get anything done before we go here. P9 as it stands. I'm going to get replaced by Hayden before too much longer, I would expect. I'm not sure how much longer he's going to be. I believe these guys are still talking about how they are going to sort this problem that we have at the moment with the overall driver time. Hayden's still working on a solution at the moment with the rest of the staff team. So I'm going to stick with you guys for now. But once my girlfriend gets here, I am going to have to hop off. You've got probably another 10 minutes with me before that happens. And Wapsenkamp right on the back of Esposito right now. That gap only 0.4 of a second. Not a lot else going on as Badmus continues to gain on Quadrini. Another 3 seconds taken out that lap. That gap now down to 5.8. Could we see a move for P3 as the number 200 car gets back past the 8 McLaren? We will wait and see as we keep on going here. Wapsenkamp is closing up now. 0.4 seconds is the gap to Esposito, the number 296 Ferrari. Wapsenkamp appears to be faster, but he just can't quite find the gap. You need to be quite considerably faster for it to be like an easy move around here at Spa. If you're only a little bit faster every lap, then it becomes very difficult to make a move, and it becomes quite easy to get stuck at the same pace as the driver in front of you. So we'll see how this goes as Wapsenkamp hunts down the back. Here we go, of Esposito. Oh, Esposito makes a massive, massive mistake there. Here we go, Wapsenkamp goes to the outside into the bus stop chicane, and Wapsenkamp gets past for P9. The 296 Ferrari in the hands of Esposito, just drifting wide at Blanchimont. That's not what he would have wanted at all. And is Dag going to make a move on Stevenson here? Only 0.4 seconds between these two guys as well for what will be P14 on track. The number 101 Audi is currently in P14, driven by Stevenson. We'll wait and see. Is there going to be a move here? It looks like there probably will be. That number 1 Ferrari is very, very quick. Currently about 3 seconds a lap faster than the 101 Audi that is in front of it. Okay, I've got 20 minutes. I've got 20 minutes, I reckon, until I really have to be off. So I'm going to just continue covering for Hayden for now. Hey Alex, welcome along. My name's Ollie. I'm sure I'm going to be a new voice for you. Just filling in for some commentary whilst other guys were unfortunately not available. As here we go, Da in the number 1 Ferrari. He goes to the outside at the second set of chicanes. And he's made the move. He stuck that really nicely around the outside. That really worked for him. And Badmus, here we go. The number 200 Mercedes is now just 2.4 seconds behind Quadrini. The gap is coming down by a lot. Again, about 3 seconds every lap. So Badmus is going to catch him, I reckon, by the end of the middle of next lap. Now, that's going to be massive because these guys have been to and fro. The number 8 and the number 200 have been really chopping and changing places with that P3 and P4 as they've continued throughout this race. So I will be here for at least another 20 minutes, I expect. Stevenson looking to possibly make a move back past Dad, but I don't think it's going to happen, as he's now going to have to watch out for Tamara behind him. But here we go, Badmus now within a second of Quadrini, who is not enjoying these wet conditions at all. Oh, drops back out again of that second range, back inside of it again. That number 200 Mercedes is going to cause all sorts of problems for the number 8 McLaren here. I expect we'll see Badmus getting past this lap. We'll wait and see for where it is. It might be into the Lecombe chicane. It's been a favourite overtaking spot so far with that long run down the Camel Straight before it. Oh, no, wait, I got the cars the wrong way around. I thought the 8 was behind, but he wasn't. So here we go. Are we going to see a move now? The gap's 0.3 of a second. The toe is strong in these cars, but in the wet, it's a little bit less emphasised. Oh, the number 200 has a far better run up and over the top. The gap's 0.2. The gap is 0.1. Here we go. Are we going to see a move from the 200? The pink Mercedes, he'd have to brake exceptionally late to do it. He goes to the outside. The number 8 McLaren stays ahead for now. He's gone too deep. The number 200 AMG Mercedes goes around the outside, and he does get that position back up onto the podium for the number 200 car. They've been fighting that position with the number 8 car for quite a few laps now. They keep on going back and forth between each other as Esposito is now caught back up to Wapsenkamp. Possibly a mistake for Wapsenkamp this lap. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like Esposito might maybe just be faster at the moment. Oh, maybe not, I don't know. Let's have a look down the order. What have we got going on down here? Tamara is closing in on the back of Stevenson. He could be about to lose another position, like the 101 car. That Audi really not having a great time of it at the moment. The number 88 car, which has been fastest for a while, is losing time to M. Simons behind them, who has come a long way, having overtaken Rossi in that 51 car about an hour ago. He's made a lot of time, 45 seconds he's made to close up to the number 88 car. That is very, very impressive driving from him. And North is about to get past Rodriguez, I think, for P32. Indeed he does get that move. Oh no, he's getting out of the way, sorry, of the of one of the nice, colourful, I believe that's not Rombaut, is it? The 531 car he's gone out of the way of? No, it wasn't the number 8. It's one of the flashy coloured McLarens, but there's so many of them on track I can never remember which one of them is which. So it is what it is. Anyway, Tamara now right up the back of Stevenson. That gap just 0.5 seconds. Simon's closing up really nicely towards the back of Dixon Chen as well in the number 88 McLaren. As it stands at the moment, these guys are going to be making moves before too much longer, but I think Tamara is going to be first, that gap only being half a second at the moment, although Simon's gap is only 0.9. Let's have a look. Coming through the Lecombe chicane, I don't think there's going to be much of a change through here, although the 101 car goes a little bit deep. Is this going to be the chance for the 702 of Tamara to make a move up the inside? It would be a risky place to do it. I think he's going to stay behind for now. Indeed he does. Simons is staying behind Dixon Chen at the moment as well through the Lecombe chicane. He doesn't make any move as of right now, but Tamara is really close. Just 0.2 of a second separating these guys as they come through Jackie X or No Name, depending on which one you'd rather call it. I know everyone has a little bit of a different taste. But here we go, coming through Pateron now, and that Tamara just not quite close enough to the 101. The 101 goes off track, and that's going to be all that is needed for the 702 car to take that P15 off the hands of the 101 Audi, who have been falling down the pack over these last couple of laps. Here we go, Simons now looking to make a move on Dixon Chen. He is the car ahead of that Lamborghini, which is lap traffic. The 100 car is going to make a straight move past that lapped Lamborghini without any sort of issue. And Dixon Chen in the number 88, the red, white and black McLaren, is getting caught very quickly by Simons as it stands. I'm expecting there's going to be a move here, possibly towards the bus stop chicane. That's a very nice run for the number 100 car. Simons with a brilliant run out of that final corner, coming down this very long back straight here in Spa. Are we going to see a move? I think we might. The gap is 0.1. Less than a car length is separating them now. Does Simons go for it up the inside? I think he's going to. Simons, he's not alongside. He doesn't need to be left any room. And Dixon Chen doesn't leave him any room. But Simons opens up that second part of the chicane. He's going to get the better run towards La Source. Is he able to get the move done? A little bit of wheel spin for the McLaren coming off of that wet curbing. The 100 car's on the outside coming into La Source. That is not the preferred overtaking space. So Dixon Chen will hold on to that position for now. He goes quite deep. The number 100 car gets the cutback. That is beautiful from Simons if he can get the run to continue it. Are these guys going to go side by side through Eau Rouge and Radeon? Let's have a little bit of a look. I think they are going to. Dixon Chen, he holds position. He goes off track to keep the position. And I think he might end up giving that position back as the lapped Lamborghini goes off very wide there. I think Dixon Chen should probably give that position back. I think if he'd stayed on track, he wouldn't have kept that position. But as of right now, he isn't going to keep. He isn't going to give that position back. He's going to hold on to it for now. Does the number 88 car. I am keeping an eye on everything else we've got going on. The 101 car managing to stick with Tamara. Not that well, but well enough. As Simons now is right on the back of Dixon Chen again. That McLaren is getting all sorts of out of shape as he's coming on the exits of these corners the last couple of laps. That McLaren very, very slidey at the rear. Clearly not enjoying life too much. But here we go. Simons is looking for a move. Just 2/10 separating them. They come to Pateron once again. And for now, he is going to have to stay behind. It is so very close between the two of them. As through the second chicane, he's just not quite close enough. The gap is 4/10. It's grown a little bit, actually. That is interesting to see that the gap is growing rather than shrinking. 161 laps done for these guys. The leaders are currently on lap 164 with 17 hours and 20 minutes to go. It is still all to play for a lot of these positions as gaps are coming and going all the time as the weather changes, etc. Number 94 gets a drive-through penalty for track limits again. They've had 2 drive-throughs for track limits. Those guys really struggling. I still can't see a number 94 car. I don't know where it is. Am I just being really blind? Here we go, the number 100 car. Simon, he's going to go try the inside. He doesn't quite get it done. Now he's going to have the run into La Source. It's going to be a big run this time. The McLaren again gets wobbly, but the Simons car, the number 100 McLaren, not the McLaren, he's overtaking a McLaren. The number 100 Lamborghini gets that move done, and very nicely so as well. The number 94 car, I found it, currently in P27, driven by Spain's. They've got a drive-through penalty. That is not what he will have wanted on this lap, or what the crew will have wanted, I expect. Rombout and Betten, their gap is kind of stabilising at the moment. I think they're kind of gaining and losing on each other as they go through these traffic phases. Obviously, at the moment, the 95 having just cleared a whole bunch of traffic, so he's lost a little bit of time. Whereas the 531 hasn't had to deal with any traffic by the looks of it in a couple of laps. And it's just that kind of swings and roundabouts. You know, you gain some on some lap, you lose some on another lap, and Quadrini comes into the pit lane in the number 8 car. It's going to be interesting to see if they go for a driver change here. Quadrini's pace has not been where they would have wanted it to be so far across the span of this race, especially across this wet period. So it'll be interesting to see if they go for a driver swap here, or if they keep this driver in the car and just accept that their pace might not be as good as they want. And Stevenson's gone round. Shall we have a look back at that? We're going to, because I have a funny feeling there might have been something that happened here. So Stevenson, we're going to go TV2. Let's see if we get anything here. I think we might have skipped too far back. Let's have a look. I think we have. We're about to pan back to modern day. I don't even know where it was. Was it on the exit here? Or was it on the exit of the next corner? Oh, and the Simons car has had a problem. The number 100 car has had an issue. Please pan back to modern day. And have they just left? I think the number 100 car has just, yeah, they've just quit. I wonder what on earth has happened there. The number 100 car is just completely gone. I don't know if that was a disconnect or if there has been contact there. Yeah, so the number 100 car leaving the session there. I don't know if that was a disconnect, or if they have had, or if there was contact there that's led to them disconnecting. Unfortunately, we were in the replay when it happened, so I never got to see it. I'm going to assume it was probably... I'm going to assume it was probably contact that caused it, rather than anything else. But those guys have retired from the race by the looks of things, deciding that the car was going to be too damaged for them to continue. Right. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, it has been delightful to be here with you this evening to fill in for a couple of hours. Unfortunately, I am going to have to head off. It's been wonderful commentating here at Toga Motorsport for the first time. With 17 hours and 15 minutes left of this race, that is where I'm going to leave you until Hayden comes back online and is able to get back into doing his stint at the race. He's going to take you guys through the night. It's been wonderful being here with you guys tonight. Thanks a lot for welcoming me with quite so open arms. It's been a little bit hectic, but we managed to get through it. So I will see you guys the next time I am about here at Toga. Until then, thanks a lot for joining me, and I will see you next time.